And welcome back to What If. And this is part 3 of What If Piccolo had learned Kaioken. So, last time on the Dragon Ball Z What If, the androids had been awoken, but through careful negotiations and a flux of power from Piccolo himself, they were determined not to be a threat at this immediate time. They were given a nice little stipend to go and live off on their own thanks to Bulma, and they are generally doing things their own way. They're not causing problems, they're kind of just living a life. And there's probably been some interactions with them. I think 17 would go off and start maybe being that park ranger and enjoying it, surprisingly. And I think I think 18 and Krillin have probably gone on a couple dates. Meanwhile, Vegeta, pissed off that Piccolo is so much stronger than him, goes to train up on Kami's lookout with, from advice from Goku, and Trunks. They use the hyperbolic time chair. They come out. There was a rematch, or an actual fight between Vegeta and Piccolo. Vegeta kicked his ass in the long run. Piccolo kicked his ass in the long run. Then there was a rematch with Goku and Piccolo. Now, Goku ultimately did win the fight. Reason for that is, stamina-wise, a perfected Super Saiyan form at around 3 billion, whereas Piccolo at Kaioken times 20 is around 4 billion in the scenario, does win out over Piccolo because his Kaioken times 20 is only it's only a temporary boost. It only lasts for a certain amount of time and then it's gone. Whereas Goku's stamina stays relatively consistent so long as he's not overdoing it. So basically, we left off with Bulma revealing that, hey guys, I'm about to activate Android 16. Why don't you come over and see if everything's going to work out great? So they go, Capsule Corp. They go to Capsule Corp. Vegeta's there because pretty much he kind of lives there. Piccolo's there, Goku's there, basically the gang's there, and 18 and 17 are there because they're still in contact with Bulma. They are grateful for the second chance at life they got. And it is 16. This is, by all technical definition, a non-biological sibling to them. So they want to meet 16. So Bulma walks out of there, and next to him they see this giant black and green suited, ginger-haired giant of a man. And he's like, hello everyone, I am Android 16. Yep, I mean, he had some protocols I definitely had to override, particularly the Kill Son Goku ones. Like, Kill Son Goku? What is the Kill Son Goku? Why would I want to do that? See? Doesn't even want to do it. And apparently he does have some, hobbies and interests. I installed a couple other things in there just so he could have a bit more diverse personality. Indeed, one of my hobbies is birds. I enjoy birds. So he goes and he meets everyone's like, I also know who all of you are. Piccolo, Gohan, Krillin, and you, Son Goku. And it's like, yeah, I mean, you don't want to fight me, do you? It's like, why? Do you want to fight? Well, I mean, I enjoy a good fight. According to my readings, I would lose badly. And of course, Goku's not there in Super Saiyan form, but but because he has probably knowledge extending to Super Saiyan when it's all said and done, Bulma may have even extended that, or Bulma may have also extended, it's not the right word, upgraded or implanted that into his head, gave him that information so he knew what Goku at full power was like as opposed to just a base form Goku. So she would also explain she took out the bomb just on the off chance, though she's more than confident that now how they are now, Piccolo, Goku, even Gohan could take on 16. 16 was, roughly speaking, around the same power level as Imperfect Cell was. Because he said his power was basically the exact same as Imperfect Cell's. So he's looking around, and then he sees 18 and 17, and he walks over to them and says, hello, I am 16. He's like, yeah, man, I mean, it's good to meet you, finally. We were unaware of. He's like, yes, my father wanted me to keep it. He's more your creator. Actually, he was my father. What? You're an android, right? True, but I was modeled after Jiro's true son, who was lost during an incident in the Red Ribbon Army, when the Red Ribbon Army was attacked. It's like, and Goku's just telling me, here's that. Like, Goku probably is like, oh, I feel bad, but not to worry. I was programmed to be a killing machine to kill Son Goku, but I have elected not to. It's like, besides, Bulma has taken out that protocol. I no longer have any desire. So there's going to be interactions. Now, does 16 actually stay at Capsule Corp? Because Bulma could seriously, she does have all the schematics and stuff, so she can advance robotics. God knows how long. God knows how much. Or does he maybe go with 16 and ranger the shit out of that park? I think, seeing as we're getting up to the 7-year time skip that initially happened, It'd be a 50-50 shot. I think he would initially stay at Capsule Corp for a while, assist, because he does have the, computer's brain. He does have enhanced intelligence because of that. But I think also eventually he would go to nature and work on that preserve with 17. I think that's very much what happens. And I think he'd be very happy, and 17 would be like, they'd be pretty good buddies and all that stuff. Meanwhile, during that 7 years, Krillin and 18 do hook up and have Marin. Now, what happens with, well, first off, Trunks goes back to the future. But what happens with Piccolo, Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta? Gohan, I don't think Gohan gets any weaker. In fact, I think Gohan would get stronger, and probably near the end of the 7-year time skip, with proper training from Piccolo and Goku, would hit Super Saiyan 2. I think Goku saw the inclinations there. He saw the stepping stone to Super Saiyan 2 in the hyperbolic time chamber with Gohan. But because Cell's gone, there was no reason to really try to coax that out of Gohan. With 7 years of just training, I think Gohan would reach it. Same with Goku. Goku certainly reaches it. Piccolo also would be training as well, and Vegeta would be training his ass off to try to keep up with these two. Vegeta would probably actually be relative. Despite the fact that Goku is alive, you have two individuals who surpass him. In fact, Gohan probably even surpasses him at this point. Now, Vegeta probably would unlock Super... See, I say he would unlock Super Saiyan 2 like he did, but we actually don't have any proof of whether or not he actually had unlocked Super Saiyan 2 prior to getting the Majin symbol. If I had to guess, yes. Simply on the grounds that just getting the Majin symbol and a increase in power didn't mean he automatically gained a transformation. So I'm going to say he already did have it. Now, in terms of power, I'm not really going to go off power levels. I'll say that Goku is stronger than his canon counterpart by about 1 billion, so he's go from 3 to 4. He's about equal. He's on par with Dabura, basically, in his base form. So Super Saiyan 2 means about 8 billion. Piccolo. Piccolo's actually going to be the real catch on this, isn't it? I think Gohan's probably about his same power level because he's not necessarily as strong in this version as he was in the initial. So he's around his Cell Game's power level as a team, though. And the reason that he's able to train is because between Piccolo and Goku, they're able to. And Goten, let's not forget Goten's going to be stronger than Trunks too, which is going to piss Vegeta off more. Between them, they're able to elect a nice balance. That when Gohan's done studying, or when done studies, he's allowed to train. I think that's fair enough. He's allowed to spend time with his dad, all that. Goku, I think. See, I always debate I always go under the belief that I think in human form, Goku eventually would have hit Super Saiyan 3. It just would have taken longer. And instead of the 7-year time skip where he does have Super Saiyan 3, I think he's knocking on the door of it, but I don't think he's there yet. Give it till near Super where he hits Super Saiyan 3. Because again, I hear there he had a dead body. He had limited stamina. I was like, yes, but how do you freaking explain Gotenks who does have a living body? Well, that's the Platara fusion. That's like a completely different thing. No, it's not Platara. That's the Metamorian fusion. That's a completely different thing. No, it's still a living body, and it still has the stamina drain because it's cut the time down to like 3 or 5 minutes as opposed to the 30. So the argument is invalid in my opinion. It's not a good argument. I digress though. Now, that granted, once he had a human body, he did feel the stamina drain more. But understand this, he could maintain the Super Saiyan 3 form easier when he was dead than when he was alive. That doesn't mean a damn thing when it comes to, achieving the form. That's my argument on that. Anyway, so yeah, he's knocking on the door, but he's not quite there yet. I do think it takes longer with a living body than a dead body. Vegeta is probably his canon power level at this point after the Majin, so he's around 6 billion. So he's still weaker than Goku, which pisses him off to no end. Piccolo's the interesting one. Between training occasionally with Goku and Gohan and doing his own training on his own, I think Piccolo, because his power level is around 200 million, I think you double that over 7 years. Let's even round it up to a solid 500. 500 million. I think that's good. So when you do a Kaioken times 20, maybe even Piccolo has learned to push it to 30 at this point. But once you get the higher ranges of Kaioken, it just becomes more taxing. So 30 is kind of like his new 20. He cannot hold, and he still can't hold 20 very long, but maybe for like a minute at a time, you could hold a 20. But Piccolo it can hit a Kaioken times 30 if he desperately needs to. But that's something he doesn't want to do if he doesn't have to. Now, where I was getting with Vegeta is Vegeta's probably pissed that not just Goku's still stronger than him, but the Namekian is still strong. That Piccolo is still strong. How is this possible when he is the Saiyan elite? I am the Saiyan Prince! And so, yeah. Then the World Martial Arts Tournament comes. Now, Hercule's still the martial arts champion because there's been no reason for them to really participate up until now. And really, there's no reason at this moment either. I think Chi-Chi just kind of insists because they want some prize money. Now, Satan's the martial arts champ. He's not as popular as he would be because he's not the savior of the world, but he's the martial arts champ. And look, it's one of those things. Why would they, suddenly decide to participate now? Well, let's assume there's some coaxing from parties. Chi-Chi, even Bulma wants them to participate, just so Vegeta can get out and let loose some steam. Because she knows Goku's going to participate. She knows Piccolo's going to participate, which definitely gets Vegeta. It's like, all right then, let's do this. So they'll go, and then Krillin. So everyone's going to participate. And here's the thing. So everything goes about the same. You got the Krillin fight. The Piccolo versus Shin fight. Now, Piccolo ended up giving up because he knew his power ultimately was not as strong as Shin's, I believe. Or it was just something about Shin's, the fact that he's a Kai, his energy feels different. He's technically a god, so his energy is technically divine. Though technically, Piccolo shouldn't be able to feel that either. That's a good point. Because I know King Kai's energy could be felt. So do you think, I think it's really just with the actual gods. Because, legitimate, god of destruction. Whereas the Kaioshins are deities, but in a different capacity. So I think their energy is still able to be sensed by mortals. Anyway, so I think he would still be freaked out because of who he believes Shin to be. And I think he still surrenders, which baffles both Goku and Vegeta, who's pissed because he wanted a shot at both Goku and Piccolo. But whatever. And then the fight with Videl happens. She gets her ass kicked. Gohan, he's pissed off. And he's and then Goku has to stop him. Kibito shows up, and Gohan shows off Super Saiyan. But remember, this is Cell Games era Gohan in terms of power. He's around 5 billion. So when he shows off, and then Spopovich and Yamu both come in, and they steal his energy. Now remember, Gohan's energy filled up half of Buu's power. And Gohan, I'm speculating, is probably around 1.35 or 3.5 billion at Super Saiyan 2 at this point. He's weaker than Deborah, who we know is the same strength as Cell, who's believed to be around 4 billion, ultimately. So Buu's overall power is about 7 billion. So 5 million? 5 billion? When he's awakened, anyway. Afterwards, he gets stronger and all that stuff. But so 5 billion is well above 50%. 5 billion, I believe, would put him at, let's see, that'd be a third. So about 66% of his actual power overall. Which would shock Babidi, honestly. Like, what? How do those fools get this much power? And so basically, everything's gonna. Piccolo, unfortunately, and Krillin both get frozen by Deborah. Deborah hightails it before anyone can fight him, and Kibito gets killed. So they go in. Vegeta beats off. That's a bad terms. Beats Pui. Goku beats Yakon. Then Gohan versus Deborah. Now this fight does not go the same way. By the way, does Gohan do the Saiyaman thing? That's hard to say. I will say yes. I would say the Great Saiyaman shit still happens. I usually just gloss over that stuff because I just assume it still happens. But yes, Gohan's powered up, and just even an initial fight between them, Cell or Deborah is surprised how strong he is in Super Saiyan, but he spits the glove, turns to stone. Gohan, turns to Super Saiyan 2, and immediately takes it. It's essentially. Well, actually, it's not essentially the same fight between Gohan and Cell because Cell's power was weaker before he came back. The power Deborah has is supposedly equivalent to super perfect Cell. So that fight, it's a closer fight than say the initial Cell versus Gohan fight after Gohan went Super Saiyan 2. But Gohan is still holding the definitive edge. However, just as Gohan's about to deliver the final blow as he beats Deborah down, they suddenly hear, "Yes! Majin Buu is at full power!" It's like, no! It's like, yes! And so Buu's awakening. He's like, oh, and then Gohan He's like, we'll deal with this later. And then, they fly off. Knocks Dabura out, basically. And they go, it's like, yeah. And then Buu wakes up, and they're like, no! Boo! So you got Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan both there. And they're just standing off here. Just like, and then, Dabura comes, and, Gohan immediately tries to take him on, and basically it works out the same as it did last time. He gets his ass kicked. Not quite as badly, but he's down on the ground, and he's pretty badly hurt. They do have some senzu beans. They think they have like 2 left at this point. So they do have some. And Goku immediately gives him a senzu bean. No, they have 1 left. That's right, they have 1. So it's like, so he gives it to Gohan, and then, and then Dabura comes, and they, Buu eats Dabura, and, gets stronger. He's probably around 11 billion, I'd say. So Goku and Vegeta, despite Vegeta, and Vegeta's feeling his power, he's like, and then, so they all power up. And then Piccolo will eventually come in as they're trying to tag team Buu. And Buu's holding off pretty well, but he's also taking hits because despite the fact they don't work well with each other, they do work well with each other. Goku and Vegeta are both, taking hits, but unfortunately their power just isn't enough. Goku knows that he's close to the Super Saiyan 3, but he doesn't know if he can just suddenly make it happen at the moment. Just because he like I said, he's knocking on the door. There's probably been times when training where he's felt his like hair start to grow, the power, but the strain's been too hard on his body. And so Gohan gets back up. He gets a nice solid Zenkai from that whole debacle, which at this point I'd put him on par with Vegeta. Him and Vegeta are probably equal. Maybe a little stronger than Vegeta, maybe a little weaker, give or take. But he's probably on par with Vegeta when all 3 of them are going Super Saiyan 3. Excuse me. Buu immediately just puts a smackdown on. He's like, I'll turn you into candy! And then all of a sudden, special beam cannon! And then boom! It's like, Papa! And then Buu's head's gone. Just, I'll do that! I'll do that to Buu! Remember, Kami's alive too. Let's not forget this. Kami is alive too at this point. I don't think he's named the successor yet for who to take over, but Kami would still be alive. So Kami's watching. Is like, Mr. Popo, gather the Dragon Balls. We are going to need them. Once Kami. Now Popo would obviously know how to find the Dragon Balls because he works with Kami. Kami probably even knows where all the Dragon Balls are. Piccolo's immediately come in, and he's already throwing up Kaioken times 20, and they're going toe-to-toe. Boom, 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 boom. Oh! And then he's like, fine, Kaioken times 30! And then he comes in and starts to wail on Buu. Buu's now starting to take some like legitimate painful hits. But Buu's body's just, the way it works is just, he can't be overly damaged too much, the way Buu's body works. So now Goku's just, everyone's just on the ground. Vegeta's just, Gohan's just, and so now basically they're always like, how are we gonna be? It's like Goku's just, and then basically Goku contacts Kami, and it goes, Kami, can you hear? It's like, I can, Goku. We're gathering the Dragon Balls. Wait, there's nothing. There is one thing we can do. What are we gonna? Stay strong, Goku. Stay strong. And Goku's just, and then Goku's just like, now everyone's pretty much down on the ground. Piccolo's just worn himself up Kaioken. Gohan's down. Just Vegeta's just he's still trying to stand up, but he can't. And Goku, who's still the overall strongest when in terms of standard like base power level terms, his power up form, is how long he can maintain that form. He's standing just. It's like all of a sudden the sky darkens. Like, what? Kami summoning the dragon. It's like, what is he doing? And then Kami makes a wish. And then it's like, what was that? And then Goku suddenly feels himself, I'm recovered. And he feels not just recovered, but like he feels better. Like his stamina is better. He just feels overall stronger. So is this Kami's wish? Did he do what I think he could do? And then Goku's like, all right, all right, Buu, you want to go? It's like, Buu want to go. Buu want cake and candy. It's like, and then Goku's like, I guess there's no time to try this. And then just Goku starts like, and then he get that. Now, I think it would be even more intense because Goku would struggle to go into Super Saiyan 3. Whereas Goku just had to spend a lot of time powering up, Goku would struggle to get to that formula. But still, he's powers like he's reaching deep inside, and it's kind of the same motivation where, like when he fought against Frieza, remembered all his family and friends. When he fought Jiren, the thought of his loved ones and all his friends, and all that. Basically, it helps him push him past his breaking point. His shell cracks, and then boom, and everyone, Piccolo, Gohan, sense this and see like, holy crap! And Super Saiyan 3 is standing before them. Now, Goku immediately realizes this is his first time using it. He has no idea how long it's going to last. He's going to make the best of this, and he just starts to go into Buu with everything he's got. And remember, Goku was around 8 billion at Super Saiyan 2. Times 4, that's 32 billion versus Buu's 11 billion. That's almost 3 times stronger than Majin Buu. And Goku even said he probably could have beaten Fat Buu when they first fought in the canon. So Goku is now beating into Buu with everything. He's blasting Buu to pieces. And eventually he just super basically Kamehameha, like a Dragon's Fist style Kamehameha. Just everything he can put into it. He just takes Buu up and just blasts him straight into the sun. Just, and what little bits of Buu are surviving this make it to the sun, and then just start incinerating. And then Bob's just, Boo, and then this isn't over. You think this you've won? I could just make another Buu. Yes, I could just make another Buu. And then of all the people to come in from behind and take Babidi out, all of a sudden you hear Destructo Disc. It's like, Destructo, what's that? Shit. Krillin comes in for the kill, baby. Krillin, who knows at this point, there's nothing he could have done to fight that thing. But against Babidi? Oh, yeah, he gets a bit. Oh, it's kind of like, I killed Babidi! So we leave it off with Goku through struggle and trial and a little help from Kami and, help with the motivation for his friends, reaching Super Saiyan 3, completely taking out Majin Buu, and Krillin getting the win. Meanwhile, Vegeta's still pretty pissed. Will we get Majin Vegeta? Well, we can't. But will we get a Vegeta who's less pissed in the future? Maybe. Till then, though, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Ideas for who would win, Star Wars, Superhero Magic, What If, anything you do on this channel, put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to that at some point. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you